There is evidence that NASA knows where the X-Nibiru planet is located and is monitoring with the collaboration of the Vatican. In 1983, when Pluto was still the 9th planet and every new discovery could legitimately be nicknamed Planet X, researchers working on the Infrared Astronomical Satellite, IRAs, thought they had seen something great. In 1990, IRAs initiated a new research. The suspect was that a 10th planet could be found in the constellation of Centaurus and that it was directed towards the constellation of the Lion. At this point, computer simulations were requested, which suggested the existence of a planet that was much larger, at least 10 masses than the Earth, and was 10 billion kilometers from the Sun. But the Vatican, through its new super telescope Lucifer 1, became operational April 21, 2010, ushered in a year later, another telescope, Vatican's Advanced Technology Telescope, VATT, organized in collaboration with universities in Arizona and funded by the Vatican Observatory Foundation thanks to the donations of the American faithful. Why is all this rush to build these telescopes in very hasty times? We remember that this type of telescope is used to observe very distant space objects and to approximate spatial objects. From the statements received to some researchers, the Vatican Observatory Foundation would have built this telescope for the same reason that a space telescope called Skyhole was designed, and then the space telescopes IRAs and Silo, for the sole reason to hunt a planet called Nibiru, that would orbit around a small dwarf star Bruna, partner of our Sun, called Dark Star or Nemesis. These objects can be detected with the help of Lucifer and VATT, a bestial set of supercooled infrared cameras, also known as the Binocular Infrared Telescope of great utility that, with its powerful and sensitive camera, manages to capture spectacular images to account for the extragalactic research. Remember that Nibiru is not visible to the naked eye or through normal telescopes, but visible through infrared optics, precisely because the star Nana Bruna and Nibiru emit radiation in the reach of infrared light. In 1997, Jesuit priest Malachi Martin said in an interview that the planet Nibiru would have gravitational influence on the inner planets of the solar system, including Earth, causing meteoric impacts, earthquakes, extreme climate changes, oceanic abnormalities, tsunamis, and climatic anomalies. All of this would have caused millions of deaths within a decade or more. But Father Martin died suddenly and mysteriously in 1999. Many researchers think he was silenced by many things he knew about Nibiru. The Jesuit explained how the catastrophe hidden in the third secret of Fatima could be related to the return of Planet X. Already in the moment of Pope Pius XII, the SIV, Secret Service of the Vatican, was aware of the approach of the Earth of a planet that would have caused serious dangers. It was for this reason that in the early 1990s the Vatican launched the Silo space program, a secret mission that was part of a large space project called Kerygma. According to some secret researchers, the Vatican's Silo space program was secretly built within Area 51, far from the eyes of NASA's civilian scientists, who could have released information to the public. For the launch of the Vatican's Silo spacecraft in space, no NASA shuttle rocket would have been used but would have been brought into space by a super-secret Aurora or Black Star military aircraft, which is a type of aircraft that can leave Earth's atmosphere and travel in space, injecting satellites and space weapons into orbit. The super-secret spaceship Aurora was then used for the mission of the SECR Omega of the Vatican. That's how the Vatican's Silo spacecraft entered space without even passing through NASA. The secret Aurora project has its military department and its budget, within the US government, at the highest level. Silo's goal was to approach Nibiru and photograph the celestial body. After the first phase of the mission, Silo's transport would have reversed the route and then its route approaching Earth to transmit its images to the Vatican's Space Observation Base in Alaska. The first information received from Silo was in October 1995. The photographs of the Silo probe revealed the reality of a planet of enormous size on a path to approach Earth. This secret information was considered very dangerous, and the Vatican has classified SECR Omega with Level 1, which is the top secret, for the Vatican's Nibiru archive. We try to associate Planet X with the celestial body mentioned in the Bible in the Book of Revelation. But what is described in the book of Revelation speaks of a fall of a great meteorite on Earth, and not of a planet that approaches and then took steps causing much damage. All this is not consistent with what is being stated by many former U.S. soldiers, such as Robert O'Dean, and former NASA officials, such as Patty Brassard, who talks about the gravitational influence of Planet X and climate change.